Have you settled on goalie for tonight?
Yeah, Nabokov's going to go.
What was your reasoning for going with Nabby?
Just an experienced guy. He's practiced hard for the last week. He's 100%, and that's the decision we made.
Were the scratches for that?
As it stands right now, Carpenter and Goldman.
Any adjustments you have to make as a coach? Any instructions to the players, in particular on an outdoor game?
Yeah, I think there's a few. Just doing our homework, obviously, as coaches, and I think the players know as well. I think the best word probably is to simplify.
Jack, does this feel like a big stage to you? Does this feel?
It does now, yeah. I mean, we came over early today, and just walking around again, and it being a Ranger game, obviously, it's quite a stage. It's like I said yesterday. It's we're fortunate that we're given this opportunity to play in this outdoor game.
Avey said that he watched video of all the other outdoor games and spoke to a number of players that have been in it, just to get some information for himself. Did you do any preparation as far as looking at the history of these games?
Yeah, we obviously watch some tape of the outdoor games. We've done that for a while once we knew that we were going to participate, and then talk to some coaches that have been through this, not only just one game, but played a couple games, and just got their advice, and it all makes sense, to be honest with you.
What constitutes a good start for you, for your team?
Well, again, simplify the game, play fast, get pucks in, goaltenders it's tough for those guys. Those are the guys that aren't going to be as warm as anybody else. So, got to get pucks on the goaltender, get traffic in front of them, converge. But again, it's about winning that territorial battle. I think both teams will be excited. I think the start of the game is it's crucial and important. That I said before, that simplifying your game a little bit, get into the game, get yourself a hit, get yourself a bump, and once that puck drops, it's still 200 by 85.
Jack, just Yager was talking, earlier this week about that he felt when he played in the Winter Classic a couple years ago, it did make him, the cold weather did make it a little bit more susceptible to injury. He went out of the game with lower body injury. But was there any concern on your part in terms of starting Nabokov, just with the fact that he's coming back from injury? It might be a little bit more difficult to keep his muscles warm.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. We take into concern about Nabokov and the fact that he hasn't played much. But again, talking with our doctors and our trainers and watching Nabby, practice over the last week, once that we knew that he felt comfortable and had the conversation with him, it made our decision much easier.
Are you going to monitor the ice? I'll to your right. Going to monitor the ice during the game, see how it is, if it kind of gets a little funny, or as it has in the past?
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be elements during the course of the game. Wind can play a factor, obviously, the ice, the snow, the amount of snow buildup, and again, it all comes back to simplifying your game, and I think guys realize that. Just watching, again, some of the outdoor games, I think special teams is a big factor tonight. I think teams on the penalty kill will pressure a little bit more, knowing that the puck's going to take some bounces, knowing that there is some snow on the ice there. So, there's some elements that our guys realize that, how we have to go about our business.
Back to Nabby. He didn't get a lot of work the other night, but he had that one period. Did that help to ease your mind that he is ready, even though he did see some game action already? Yeah,
and you know what, he wanted to play. The extra day of practice was good for him. Again, our goalie coaches in town, we work with him, his stretches, his exercising with our trainers. You'd like to get him, at that point in the Boston game, I would have liked to see a few more shots, to be honest with you, but he's had a couple good practices, especially that morning skate, and then, yesterday as well.
With Vanek having played in the first one of these, how much did you get a sense of your players leaning on him for a sense of what to expect out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure, guys have talked to him, and he's voiced his opinion on certain things, and it's always good to have that one guy that's been through it before. So, it's the excitement, it's the adrenaline, and that's the big thing. We have to make sure that we channel that correctly.
When you say simplify, what do you want to take out? The extra pass? I mean, what exactly do you want them to do?
I want them to play fast, but at the same time, let the puck in your feet do the work. I mean, you go back and you look at some of the goals in the Winter Classic, and a lot of it through the neutral zone. There's not much that happens there in the first place, so we don't want to compound that in any particular way. We want to make sure that you know, we chip the support, we have slash support, that we're doing the right things at the right times, especially as the period and the game goes on, and the elements that we're gonna face. And when I mean simplify it, that's more or less what I'm talking about, is puck management and how we handle the puck.
Jack, the ice was pretty bad on Sunday, but they still scored 10 goals. Are you expecting a lot of goals tonight, or are you expecting kind of a low-scoring game?
Good question. When we get together, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I think every game, you know, dictates, you know, it's a new challenge. Obviously, we want to play sound defensively, but at the same time, we want to play fast. They got 6 guys on the back end that are going to join. They're going to transition in the play. There's no doubt. When you go back and you watch film of them, and even that game against New Jersey, they always have 4 guys coming. So they play an open style of hockey, and we have to play a 200-foot game. But we're not going to sit back. We're going to play on our toes. We're going to counter. So I really don't know what to expect.
With Mako coming back, do you get the sense, Dave, that the guys are a little more composed with him back in the net when he's playing, when he's between the pipes?
Well, I think what Kevin's learning as he goes on is the ability to play the puck. I think when you look at, there's a lot of goalies in this league that do an exceptional job of playing the puck, and it helps you on the breakout. There are 3rd defenseman back there. Nabby's one of those guys that can handle it pretty well. He's smart with his decision making, and as Kevin moves along, you know, he's starting to learn that. So in that element, it helps us for sure.
Over and above the importance of the 2 points, you know, the fans love it because it brings it back to the innocence of youth hockey, being on the pond. What's your fondest memory as a kid playing on a pond?
I mean, that's what it's all about. It's about getting on the pond with your relatives and your friends, and you know, the difference practicing yesterday is we had boards out there. You know, you're on the pond there's no boards. It goes over the snowbank. You got to go get it. So chase the puck down. But every kid has done it, and I think once we get out there, the guys will, you know, and they'll realize, you know, the enjoyment they had at one point playing the game.
Last question.
Cutting through all the pageantry and the attention and the spotlight here, how important are the 2 points tonight for the team?
Well, it's important. Obviously, the St. Louis game, I thought we played well, you know, and they had a puck that had eyes, and you know, the overtime is what it was on that goal. But you know, the Boston game, we fought back hard, and then, you know, late goal in the second period against a good team, teams that scored 6 goals the last 3 games they played. We have to, you know, obviously play our system, our structure, our framework. This is a good hockey team. They got almost 30 wins for a reason. They're solid from their goaltender on out, and this is a big 2 points. We want to enjoy this game, but at the same time, we need guys to be different makers tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you.